Let me set the stage for you. I was watching Caleb Hammer. If you're unfamiliar, YouTuber, big, big guy. I don't mean he's fat. I guess he's a little what I mean is he's big. He's got like millions of subscribers. Very big show. It's basically like Maurice or like Jerry Springer tier of television. It's not television, it's on YouTube, you know what I'm saying? But just with the veneer of it being a financial show, which I think works because then you have just like an objective means by which you can call these people shitheads. Like instead of just being like, you're not the father, that being like the objective means, or just being like, you're stupid. This is like, no, look at this. This math is proving that you're retarded. Like you're actually a dumb person. And here's why mathematically, right? And it's really entertaining. Like the people are insane. It gets a little repetitive, but that's only because he has a formula that works, and it's entertaining. And I watch it in between sales calls at work. But I have noticed something. All right, there was, and this goes right out to you, Caleb, if you see this. Big fan, medium-sized fan. I wouldn't call myself a fan, but I mean I watch it quite a bit. Medium fan, but I have criticism. All right, this has happened a few times where somebody comes on the show and they're making like $120,000 a year and they're blowing all of it and then some, and he says like, what are you doing? Like, how you make good income, what is your problem? And they say, well, like inflation. I feel like we're not spending more than we used to. There's just more inflation. Like things just cost more. And Caleb always hits them with the same shit. He always says like, the report just came out. Inflation's only like 2%, 3%. What are you talking about? And that drives me insane anytime someone says that. And usually the people who say that are on the news and they're saying that because they want to fool you. There's an agenda. Caleb, I think, just doesn't know any better, I guess. I don't know. But I want to make something very, very, very clear. First of all, I'm not defending these idiots who spend all their money. Inflation is clearly not the reason why they're spending too much money. Like, that's obvious. But Caleb is so wrong about the inflation thing. And it's not just him, but that was the most recent time I saw this. I need to explain something really basic about inflation. I'm going to share my screen here and I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. First of all, this is a minor point, all right? Minor point, but it's a point nonetheless. They change how inflation is calculated all the time, all right? They changed it in the 80s. They changed it in the 90s. I guess that's not all the time. But composer John William has put together Shadow Stats. I highly recommend it. It's just a site where they show data, economic reporting data, using the way they used to report it. So basically, this is unemployment. This site is amazing for unemployment. Where if you look at the unemployment, you can find out. I mean, look, let's just take a look, right? Unemployment right now, they're saying that it's 5%. But they change the definition of unemployment so that they don't have to admit that more people are unemployed. So back 20 years ago or something, 1994 actually, if you were using the same method as 1994, we have 25% unemployment. All right. The only reason unemployment is not at 25% is because they have changed the definition of unemployment to not include people such as, for instance, people who can't find a job and it's so bad that they fucking give up and they're not looking anymore. Those people don't count on this number. So that's, first of all, it's the same thing with inflation. They say, oh, inflation's only 4%. No, it's 8. No, it's 8%. All right. They changed the definition of what inflation is. Okay. That's the first thing. All right. That's the first, but that's not even the most important thing. The thing that drives me crazy is this. This is way bigger. All right. What you'll hear people right here in like 2020, 2019, right? Inflation's only 1%. Inflation's only 4%. Inflation's only 5%. Inflation is 9%. Yeah, that's pretty bad. But now inflation's back down to 4%. Now it's at 2%. These things add up. If you have 2% inflation and then the next year you have 5% inflation, guess what? You have 7% inflation. And if the next year you have 9% inflation, guess what? You have 16% inflation. It doesn't go away. It's the number when it's crazy, but this is what they'll say on the news to fool you. They're trying to fool you. People need to know this. When you hear on the news, inflation is down. No, it's not. Even using their numbers, inflation is not down. The rate of the increase is down. The rate of inflation increasing is down. That is like saying my car is going backwards simply because you're going 20 miles an hour instead of 30. It's not going backwards. You're just going forward at a slower rate. So if you actually look at real inflation, past 5 years, 2020 to 2025, there has been 25% inflation. Not 2, not 3. People will say it like that. They'll say, oh, the inflation's down to 3%. It's actually fine. No, that 3% is in addition to the year before, in addition to the year before that, in addition to the year before that. In the past 5 years, we've had 25% inflation, which means if you made $50,000 in 2020, then to make the same amount of money, you would need to be making $62,000 today. So when people complain about inflation being bad, that is a reasonable thing to complain about. Are you making 25% more than you were making 5 years ago? Personally, I'm actually making way more than 25% more. But most people are not. You know what I mean? You're making $50,000 in 2020. You're making 55 now, which means you lost money. Do you see what I'm saying? And that's only in 5 years, and this year isn't even over. Right? Go back further, right? Let's call it a cool 10 years, right? 68,000. You can see that it's only an extra 6,000, which shows you how bad around 2020 was. But that is a 36% inflation. And yet they keep saying inflation's down. Inflation's down. It's only 2%. It's only 3%. It's only 4%. It would be like if I went to an extremely fat man and I said, yo, we've got a problem. What do you mean we have a problem? Well, my man, you're 600 pounds. What do you mean I'm 600 pounds? I only gained 2 pounds this month. Yes, but that's 2 pounds in addition to the other 600. Yeah, but 2 years ago, I gained like 12 pounds in a month, so it's improving. My weight gain is down. No, it's not. The rate of your weight gain is down, but you're still fatter than you were last year. Do you see what I'm saying? It's crazy. It drives, and then somebody like Caleb Hammer just like perpetuates this and is like, what do you mean you spend more what do you mean things are more expensive? It's only 2%. No, dude, it's 36%. And he's talking to like 50-year-old people. I mean, think about that, right? If you're like 50, right? And you've been working for the past, 30 years. Let's just call it even year 2000. Do you know what I mean? What has inflation been since the year 2000? Oh, I don't know, just 87%. If you were making $50,000 in the year 2000, you have to make $93,000 to make the same amount of money. 94 if you round up. That is a reasonable fucking thing to complain about. That's all I'm saying. But surely the people are doing crack cocaine. What? Yes, some of these people are. This is not the reason why people on that show are fucked up. My future is so cooked. Okay, the point of this is not for me to fucking doom and gloom. All right, I'm purely in the middle of this conversation. There are the boomers who say, no, it's not that bad. It's only 2% inflation. It's only 3% inflation. It's fine. Now, I've only been working since like what? 2019? When did I forget my first job? Years ago? I don't know, dude. 2017? 2027? Wait a minute. Can't go to the 1635? We can do 1635? That is so much further back than I thought. 3,000% inflation. This is what the powers that be don't want you to know. This is what they don't want you to know. They don't want you to know that in 1776, $50,000 was worth $1 million. I don't know why this is useful for anybody, to be honest with you. What about like 1990, way before I was even born? Yeah, 140%. Yeah, I mean, it's just insane. It's just insane. It's when people complain, it's completely reasonable. They lost $12,000. But that's literally what they lost $12,000. Or they lost 20% of their dollars. However you want to put it. What the fuck were they doing between 1776 and 1990? 3,000% inflation is what they were doing.